Like, do we push him to the back or what? Because I don't want his hype to die down.
Now you're telling us the next week that they're scum of the earth, and we need you to think.
Everybody gets a moment. Everybody gets their little shine. Everybody. Hey, Dirt Sheet Radio Nation. It's your boy from the 2KWE Wrestling Gamertainment, Sam Schluter, the straight shooter. Thanks for joining me along with the most passionate co-host ever, CJ Carter. What's going on? Busy week.
That's certainly one way of putting it, and I appreciate that being the one you chose.
Toast to you.
Camera's so out of focus right now.
Friend. All right.
There we go. All right. Now we're in focus. It's not just that I have to clean my glasses.
Let's kick off the show, Dirt Sheet Radio Nation. I just want to start off by saying, if you know, you know. The $500 shirt heel rock is back. Woo! That's a big moment in wrestling lore. If you don't know about the $500 wrestling shirt, it's probably worth $5,000 with inflation by now. But man, Roman comes out at the top of the show. Roman comes out basically introducing Roman as as part of the bloodline, and The Rock comes out with the $500 shirt. It's cut off at the sleeves this time. You know, he does the turnaround. He doesn't do the regular Rocky spiel on the entrance. You know, he just turns around, heads for the ring. He lays the smackdown. We haven't seen this Rock in a long time. What is your thoughts, CJ? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely a new version of The Rock. And I actually had the thought at work today of whether this new version of The Rock was going to lean in more into the traditional heel aspects of The Rock's character, or if it was going to go an entire different direction. So I'm glad to see that this is one where they really are leaning into this bloodline heavy Rock. And so yeah, I'll let it play out, see what happens, but looking forward to seeing where this goes.
Oh, brother, it's gonna go up, down, like this, right back, bust the U-turn, stop for a little bit, put the smackdown on somebody. Listen.
Now, one thing that I did notice heading into this promo was the very muted acknowledge me, not as intense as it normally is. I don't know if that was a creative choice or if that was a, hey, I'm gonna introduce The Rock, don't get too hype.
It was a little muted, but they still acknowledged him as they always do. Sure. You know, he is on a historic run, so it's going to be a beautiful thing just to see where they go from here. But man, The Rock starts off, when he comes out, he starts off talking about before he drops the gospel, and that's basically his whole Rocky spiel. And man, they booed him, and then they cheered him. What the fuck? Come on, man. Make it make sense. Like, it don't need to make sense, right? They booed him. Yeah. They cheered him. Then he says, "Shut your mouth, fatty," to some guy in the front row. Oh, man. It was 1996 all over again. Oh, man.
I mean, it did kind of feel like they were a couple slips from The Rock, and I don't know if it was just a little bit of rust as far as channeling this kind of character, but because I mean, he comes out and first thing out of his mouth is hyping the all-time attendance record So they're like, oh yeah, let's bank on this little bit of fan hype from Dwayne Johnson before they swerve him into heel territory.
And you know what?
Very
I think that was true.
Hollywood.
I think that was purely kayfabe, and I think that was just a little heel move. Just because 13,000, come on, arenas, they filled up 15,000, 16,000 way before. So like 13,000 is just like an average number, I would say. So I consider that like kind of like a heel up move. Like, oh yeah, because The Rock is here, it's a world record. But come on, we know he's the heel Rock. He got the $500 shirt on, the $5,000 shirt on.
Oh yeah, we know he's a heel for sure, but again, that coming in before the big heel turn. So I I but this is where we're at now. So how do you feel about this notion that this was a hard left based on the fan reaction, or do you think this was the plan? This was gonna be it the whole this was it.
Listen, you only get so many hard lefts. So a couple of weeks ago, when everything, the whole IWC was breaking down in shambles, that was a hard left. So I don't think this was a hard left. I think this is playing up to the IWC, just playing up to what they think they know, which we know nothing. Let's sit back and enjoy the ride, because if we knew anything, we would knew old Rocky was going to dust off the $500 shirt tonight and cut off the sleeves and send it to the dry cleaners and come out tonight. But we didn't. But man, I like this Rock. I like this. Who doesn't like any version of the Rock? But I like this Rock because I think he's a little bit more loose on the lips. He's calling people spoiled, entitled, crybaby bitches on national TV again. It's crazy. Shut your mouth, fatty. He's telling the people. He's playing off of the people. Whatever. If the people are crying, they were all crying for him to come back, and then now they're not. Then he would have been like playing off of that. But since we're giving them different emotions, we've seen them. They're cheering, they're booing. So I think they're just playing off of all of that, and it's, he takes a little bit of the old, mix it with the new, because you thought he was going to say, if you smell la 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 with the Rock. Nope. But the bloodline is cooking. So they're just doing a whole wrestling gumbo right now, just taking a little bit with the new, adding some of the old, and then adding some of the IWC's reaction into it. And it's a recipe for magic, I think. What do you say?
I think, yeah, the road to WrestleMania is going to be really interesting. I'm going to be on the edge of my seat the whole way.
Yeah. Well, they started off the show with KO versus Dirty Dom. And man, major boos for Dom once again, because kind of the boos were dying down.
I was gonna say, it sounded like they weren't getting the reaction that they used to.
Right. And but he got booed. He was getting booed today. He was getting very highly booed. And the match with KO come on, and it was a good match. What do you thought about it?
Yeah, I thought it was a great match. Dominic Mysterio definitely continuing to improve week after week. I think back often to SummerSlam 2005, that match for custody of Dom, and I remember back to thinking when he debuted, this is that kid, it's weird, and then as time has gone on, it's been less and less weird. And now this is the first time in at least 3 or 4 months that I haven't been like, oh yeah, that match happened. What is going on with my mic or with my camera that it's going in and out of focus?
I don't know. You probably got to clean your lens there, buddy.
Okay, I will take a beat and do that. But yeah, definitely a great match. Kevin Owens looking great as well, and I I'm I'm still happy to see that they've added something to the R-Truth Judgment Day dynamic. This idea that Dominic Mysterio can try to lure R-Truth um into doing stuff for the Judgment Day, and R-Truth saying no.
No,
He is
it,
starting to
oh,
stand up for himself, and it's not typical of this jokey character we've come to know as R-Truth. It's adding a layer of intelligence. So I'm glad to see that they're starting to increase um the the level of story they can tell with R-Truth doing this.
yeah, but I didn't take that as R-Truth standing up. Like, so during the match, KO won the match. By the way, somebody was asking. KO won the match, um, and but during the match, R-Truth comes out and he caused a little distraction, almost cost it for Dom again, but no. And then, like you said, but they're playing on did they're playing on, is he a part of the Judgment Day? He's not. And it seems like R-Truth is only a part of the Judgment Day when it benefits the Judgment Day. So when they want him to help, that's when you are part of Judgment Day. Go grab a chair. And then, so when he said go grab a chair, he sat in it. So, I don't know. I don't think it was like a sat. It was just an R-Truth thing. Like, oh, I thought you said go sit down. So I sat down instead of handing him the chair. So I love the R-Truth thing. Who doesn't? And
Now
R-Truth
they did
be sprinkled throughout
acknowledge
the show.
the challenge that Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate put forward for next week, Dom and R-Truth. Did they make that official?
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't catch that one. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see that one. But I know. It was that. What was that? Repeat that one again. You threw me off.
Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne have
Yeah,
issued the challenge for next week.
that was two segments down the way. Well, no, one more
Yeah.
segment, because then after that match they cut to LA Knight and Drew, and there was a little huff there backstage between them, interrupted by the referees and stuff. And then they cut to Pete Dunne and Tyler Bates segment where Dom walked through on that one. And then, yeah, they did say something about last week. They did say something about next week. Sorry. They did say something about next week about a match. So, yeah.
But yeah, if they did decide to make that official, then that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah. Well, if they led up to it, it was, most likely it'll be. That's right. LA Knight. Yeah. So that was the first match. Then a couple of backstage segments that we just talked about. Number 2, the second match, Tiffany Stratton and Zelina Vega. That was an elimination chamber match. And basically, I kind of knew from the beginning that I was like, I don't think Zelina's gonna win. And she didn't win, unfortunately, but they did sprinkle in a lot of storyline in that. And they squeezed in a Tiffany victory. I like the move that the 619 to the shins by Zelina Vega when Tiffany Stratton jumped up on the second ropes in the corner and she ran into the 619. That was unique. It's the first time I've seen that. And so I like to see things like that. That was good by Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega's just becoming a workhorse. It wasn't a flashy, big matchup, because I kind of like went into it thinking she wasn't going to win already. But,
Well, and this match was originally supposed to be against Shotzi instead of Zelina Vega, but Shotzi was injured in a match on Tuesday night that was taped for next week's NXT. So I that's unfortunately Shotzi is now hurt, but yeah, it was Zelina Vega was just gonna be playing the role of Shotzi. Tiffany Stratton was going over regardless.
Right. Well, that was the one little move I liked in there. Electra Lopez and the rest of the Legado, the Phantasma came out, and there was one other thing that I really didn't like about that little thing was when Vega grabbed Electra Lopez and she threw her over the barricade and then threw her back. And I was like, I mean, that to me, that didn't make no sense. Like, come on. Like, if you're going to do something, throw her in, kick her, and then go back to the match and leave her there. Let her get back over by herself. Or what I was hoping for was, because I knew Selena was going to do something to her. I was hoping that she took her head and hit it against the barricade, and that's it. I don't think there was a need to bring her in and then bring her out. If I'm nitpicking, but Tiffany Stratton.
Well, it still furthers the feud between Legado and the LWO. So,
yeah. Well, Tiffany Stratton wins the match, and that puts her in, company with Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, up to that point. Did you like the match? I mean,
oh yeah, like the match was fantastic. Tiffany Stratton, this was a better display than her previous SmackDown match. I remember saying that it wasn't a good representation of what Tiffany Stratton is capable of. She had much better matches in NXT. Tonight was a better reminder of what Tiffany Stratton is capable of. I do wish that Zelina Vega over Tiffany Stratton would have been my preference, but what about you? Do you think Tiffany Stratton's ready for the chamber? The reason I say Zelina Vega is just because she put in the work last year and never really got a meaningful reward. I don't even mean reward, but she never saw a meaningful acknowledgement of the work she put in last year. She did a lot of good promo for Backlash, being in Puerto Rico, and she did have a good showing at the PLE, but she didn't. She challenged for the title, didn't get the championship, and then kind of I don't want to even say faded away into this LWO thing, but it has kind of fizzled after Rey Mysterio got injured.
yeah,
I think she would have done better with this opportunity than Tiffany Stratton.
You're right. I think she deserved to win, but she didn't get it right. So I think the reason for Tiffany Stratton being in the chamber is just to be highlighted more. So I'm not, certain that she's going to win the chamber, but I think she's going to have like her big moments in the chamber. Is going to highlight her more and present her more to the WWE universe, that some that don't watch NXT on Tuesdays could get to know her a little bit more and then follow her along the story. But it was an okay match. But I'm going to see more on Tiffany Stratton. I'm not fully sold on her. I mean, I'm starting to lean towards liking her, but to me, it's like a carbon copy of Trish Stratus, and I'm just straight shooting right there. It's like, that's in my eye. That's just my opinion, So, Trish Stratus. I says Trish Stratton. See, I get them confused. The name, Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus. I mean,
I see the similarity for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, the blonde hair, the little attitude, it's Stratisfaction 2024. But let's see if she starts to develop her own little persona. After that match, we had some backstage heat with the Good Brothers. You gotta go. You gotta go this way. You want to too sweet me? No, too sweet me.
No,
No, all right.
no.
All right. Well, the Good Brothers.
I don't have the coordination to really do like that's
It's
the wrong
opposite.
hand to begin with,
You
and
gotta
I
go.
don't really
You
even.
gotta do the opposite because they're on camera. But anyways, but AJ Styles and the Good Brothers get into a brouhaha backstage. And man, I was like, what's going on? Like, listen, if they're not going to be together and they're not going to be on TV, then let's find a way to get them together and on TV. And if that means fighting against each other, I'm sold.
Well, I mean, like it's just a natural character progression for AJ Styles to be the lone wolf of old and be this I'm not like if you've got a problem with me, say it with your fists, and that's exactly how things went down with Carl Anderson tonight. I'm surprised that they are putting this in uh, that they're taking this route at this time when I thought they were carrying on his feud with LA Knight.
I don't know. Maybe it just adds another dimension to it. Because what if maybe Carl Anderson causes AJ Styles a match later on down the road or something? So
Well, yeah,
I'm intrigued.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. Um, you know, I gotta say something right now for the gamers. Post Malone, that was the next on the agenda. Right after that, they cut to commercial. Post Malone introduces today the new soundtrack for the game WWE 2K24. Post Malone, produced the soundtrack, and then he's also going to be a playable DLC. It's a new era in the WWE. They're worldwide, they're global, they're into the video games, they're into all types of things. Logan Paul is your, United States champion. How much more universal in, this social media era can we be, So they made sure they put out the commercial there for Post Malone. Do you foresee a Post Malone WrestleMania appearance?
Oh, appearance for sure. Like that would be the best cross promotional advertisement for 2K24 that they could get.
That's right. Well, right after that, one of my favorites, this new Damage Control.
Mm-hmm. Which does the name Damage Control still fit best for this iteration of Io Sky and the Kabuki Warriors? Is Damage Control still Damage Control when it's only 1/3 of the original 3 still representing the group? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I say it's even better. Look, they go hard as fuck back there in the translation. I'm barely reading. I'm just captivated by their look, the presentation. It's all good to me. And when they all in unison at the end say Damage Control, like that was a good for me. That was the keynote of the whole little promo. Like it is Damage Control, but it's a new Damage Control. And when you look at this Damage Control, you know they're gonna fuck some shit up. The other damage control, they had, you could see like they're a strong team. There was more of them, but their weaker links were noticeable. The cracks in the walls were noticeable. Dakota Kai walking around with the bum leg, and the strife with Bailey. So, but this damage control, they're in unison, and this is why all three of them at the end said it at the same time. Damage control, meaning they're all on the same page. Ain't gonna be none of this backstabbing stuff.
They got what I like to think of the upgraded version of themselves, and I would say the same thing about the authors of Pain tonight. Like, they are now the absolute best possible version of themselves. They are hitting levels that they
We're
wouldn't
gonna
have been
disagree
able
on that,
to
but
in that
let's not
original
jump
run,
up.
and that's not a knock.
Let's not
And
jump.
that's
Let's not
not
jump ahead.
what
Let's
is
not jump ahead. We're gonna get to that, and
no, no,
we're
no, I'm
gonna.
saying this about damage control as well. Like, this is the upgraded version, I agree. But does the name damage control still fit for this version of the group? Or should they rename themselves to something else?
I say stay damage control, because it's not damage control. It's damage control. It's different.
No, that's that. No, no, no.
It's different. It's different. They put
No,
the little on it. They put the little emphasis on control.
no.
Control.
Uh, no, Sam. That's them speaking in their Japanese accents.
No.
I
Listen. So now we're gonna get to this AOP, because this is where we disagree tonight. Right? You're saying this is the best version of AOP?
yeah.
Did I hear you correctly?
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely. The fact that they specifically highlight aspects of why Akam and Razor are so dominant, highlighting like professional accomplishments outside of professional wrestling. It validates the offense that they are putting off.
No, not for me. In my opinion, and what I see through my eyes, what they did tonight, we already seen. They could do this without the entourage. We've seen them do this without the entourage. We don't need to see them beat up Ham and Eggers anymore. Why would they put them up against Ham and Eggers right now? Why would they even give backstory right now? We done seen this 2 years ago. We seen this a year before those 2 years, right? They've been on the back burner for a year now. Now they're back. We know all about that. We don't need to see them go up against for the next 10 weeks like they were before against a bunch of local Ham and Eggers. We don't need that, right? We need them to inject them into some type of serious storyline, because tonight they look like they could do everything they did in the ring. They didn't need Scarlett moving around ringside. They didn't need Paul Ellering
I
standing
don't
there looking
disagree.
mean. And listen, hold on, let me finish. Let me say this. The whole Scarlett thing, it works with one person. The stupid looks works with one person that she has to look at. But when there's 4 other people that she got to look at, it looks weird. She looks like a cryptic person, like looking at 4 people, and her eyes can't stay focused at one person. So to me, it didn't work tonight. I seen them do that before. They could do that alone without the funky entourage.
I don't disagree that the worst part of AOP's presentation is that they're also aligned with Final Testament. I don't disagree that Scarlett is more of a presentation
nuisance.
aspect than than anything at this point. But all that aside, AOP showed their dominance, and I think the reason they
But they're dominant. How do you
utilized
not
it.
know they're dominant? They're like 6'5", 300 pounds. Like, just by their visuals, they're dominant.
Yeah, and they made short work of this team for two reasons.
Me and
why
you
they
could have went in
utilized
there
this.
and made short work of that team. Come on, they were.
Hang
I
on,
don't even know
I'm
the
not
names.
going to hang on. I'm not going to stand here and say that they stood any chance against AOP. What I'm saying is we are heading into WrestleMania season and they have more time to focus on any other storyline right now. So AOP is just getting time until they're ready to put them in something bigger. And why not highlight the NXT product by getting a couple NXT stars on the brand? Stars, by the way, that haven't really been on NXT for some time, that wouldn't be hurt by getting dominated by the Authors of Pain, which, by the way, I'm glad they're called the Authors of Pain again and not specifically AOP. That bothered me about their characters in their first run. That they stopped being the Authors of Pain after a time and just AOP. I'm glad that is re-added to their presentation.
All right. Well, moving on to Logan Paul versus Miz. And even before the match started, I made a little quotation mark. Probably Miz's last match for a while. We probably won't see him for a while. Right?
What makes you say that?
Well, there was some news that came out about his wife and a cancer thing. So best wishes to Maurice.
Oh, yes,
So
I did hear about that. That makes sense.
Best wishes to Maurice, and fight the good fight. I hope everything breaks out. So when they said Logan Paul versus Miz for Elimination Chamber qualifying match, even before the match started, I put a little notation. That's probably Miz's last match. We probably won't see him for a while. But Miz is, to me, over the years, when I first met him, when I first heard of him, it wasn't even watching the product. I wasn't watching the product at that time, but I was still playing the video games. That's how I stayed with storyline, and playing pop in the video game, and Miz and Morrison comes out when he had the little fedora hat and stuff like that. So and I was like, who the hell is this guy? So. But he's a unsung hero for the last 20 years. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer to me, and he's he doesn't get his flowers, so I just give him little flowers while he's still here. But yeah, but it was a good match. To me, LP started off a little bit too fast, and there was a little kerfunkle there in the beginning on the roll up. And I could see Miz took control real quick and riding the ship. But man, that kid, he's athletic. He's athletic, and he's doing things that he's doing.
He's just naturally athletic. Shout out to Logan Paul. The fact that he is able to do this as easily as he can with as little training as he's had. He is actually doing well.
Yeah, he's doing awesome. But I'm saying, let me finish. He's doing some shit he got no business doing, right? He's doing that little D's nuts. Where he grabs his leg, make a split. He's doing the Nikita Lyons move, right? Like he's putting his nuts on people, like where he's doing the split. You didn't see the match? Like he did the little his leg up and went like that, right? Like come on, man. He don't need to be doing that. He don't need to be doing that one, man.
What's the problem?
Look, he's very athletic.
Leg drop.
No, that's not a leg drop, Cody. That's not a leg drop, man. That's not that. I call that a D's nuts, because that's what it is. That's what it is. And, and when Nikita Lyon does it, that's something else. But
when Nikita Lyons does it, it's a leg drop, but whatever.
oh, it's a leg drop with Nikita Lyons do it too. Oh no, my friend. I don't know what y'all do in Canada, but over here in the States, that's not a leg drop, my friend. Hey, for the viewers, what it is. But listen, LP, tonight was the first night that I was 100%, not 95, not 98, not 90%, 100% like this kid's a wrestler now. He's not internet sensation. He is the Miz 2024. From the social media, Miz came from the reality TV. He is hitting all the cues. He started off a little bit too fast, but that springboard clothesline, he picked it up. That top rope apron splash he did on the Miz, that's good shit. That's some good stuff right there. So, the future is going to be bright. We're going to be seeing him for quite some time. I think he should, hopefully, if he stays healthy and he stays strong, he'll be good. What were your thoughts on that match?
Yeah, no, absolutely great match. A lot of improvement on the part of Logan Paul. And again, there were a lot of spots where the Miz definitely took control and made sure that that this match turned out as good as it did. Shout out to both men. It was a tremendous match.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I liked it. You like Logan Paul? Did you think he was gonna be? Did you think he was gonna be the real deal Holyfield?
Oh God! Like, as far as if he's the next big thing, no. Like,
not the next big thing, but
like I think that he has the potential if he keeps his nose clean and makes better business decisions as far as his crypto investments. Like,
oh man,
that's I'm not gonna say anything more than
but
that.
Who hasn't made
if
bad
investments?
Who hasn't made bad investments and made a jackass of themselves in the past? He's young. He'll live through it. But
but as far as WWE's tolerance of whether he keeps making those kind of decisions, that's what I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure somebody pulled him to the side and gave him that chat already. If it wasn't him, it was his investors. Another backstage segment. This time it was with Jade Cargill, Nick Aldis, Braun Breaker. Tiffany Stratton comes in there, disrupting everything. It was just a quick hot second. Jade interrupts Stratton, talking about, not doing my business. Big business. Not during my big business meeting. They were just going to wink that one, and everybody know, right? If you know, you know, right?
Well, and I'm glad that they're setting up Jade Cargill with something right out of the box. Like, Tiffany Stratton is, if they want to really highlight a good opponent for Jade Cargill heading into WrestleMania, it's Tiffany Stratton. Hands down. Go back and watch her match with Becky Lynch. It is fantastic.
I've seen it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying for anyone in the audience that hasn't. Go watch that match. It is fantastic.
Yeah, I had tickets for that show and I didn't end up going, and I kind of regretted it. So yeah, I did see it on TV, so I was like, I knew it. They were gonna. Yep. But
there you go.
It is. All right then. But I like how because if I didn't see Jade this week, I was really going to be like, where's Jade? Because we haven't seen her since the Rumble. So I'm glad that they brought her in. I'm glad that they did that
but
for Jade.
She is not the signee that Nick Aldis chose to highlight. So did they finalize Jade Cargill to a contract before she stormed out?
You're right about that. We might see her show up on Raw. We might see her show up on Raw. We might on Raw. We might see her show up next week on SmackDown. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I just like how they brought her out today. So even if it was for a quick 30 seconds. All right.
Well, yeah, because she's still oh my god, Jade Cargill was trending, so that'll get a little spike in viewership.
Now, I made a little note right here. Corey Graves, right? He said, last match of the evening. Like, they made a conscious decision to tell us 30 minutes before 10 o'clock, damn near, hey guys, this is the last match. So this is the new era of WWE, a more sporty entertainment presentation, right?
Well, even they rang the bell when Corey made that presentation. So they're just incorporating different things to change the feel of the programming, and I love it. It
I like it
adds
too.
something new to the product that it's been really lacking for so long. A genuine rejuvenation of their overall presentation. I love it.
Yeah. And if you go to events live, you really know, wink, wink, that's not the last match. There's always one or two dark matches after the show, which are just awesome. And if you've never been to a live match, go to a live match and just stay after the match because the show is never over. So that was good. So the last match was the return to SmackDown of Naomi with a new entrance music. I loved it. It was awesome. A new entrance music. She had a new little look and she just had a different feel. Her moveset was different. I really wasn't digging the little slide thing. I think it was a little too late after she did the little slide thing. But then once she got warmed up and everything else, it was all good. Her versus Alba Fire, but it was just a little too much for me. The match itself, too much, at the end with the interference and all of that. I think she could have just beat her cleanly and it would have been good and she would have got the good welcome back fanfare that she deserves. But and I like Alba Fire. I like Alba Fire. I like Alba Fire solo. I'm not digging her too much with her little, crumb bum lackey, trying to help her win the match.
I mean, that's typical tag team partner support. But no, like it was definitely Alba Fire wasn't winning this match, but I did have to say that this was the absolute best possible presentation of Naomi. It took
Yes.
elements of her Trinity persona in TNA that she crafted and
Yeah.
really made herself. And it was good to see them reintroduce Naomi with her old theme music and give it one last play at the Rumble. But it's even better that they managed to create this new Naomi that is kind of this hybrid of everything she's ever been, and
Yeah.
it is again like the best possible presentation for her.
Yeah. I like where this is going. And she's back at home, back with the family, and it's all good. Well, that was it. That was our last match. And now it's time for the jobber of the evening. Who you got, CJ Carter?
I got those NXT call-ups, whose unfortunately names I can't recall. This Javier Bernal and Holmes. I can't think of his first name. They really didn't get a good night tonight, and obviously they were only called up to make the AOP look strong, but they're definitely jobbers of the night for sure.
I'm disappointed
In
because
what?
we had 2 live real Ham and Eggers on the show tonight versus AOP. They're the jobbers of the night. How could you pick anybody else? The people that AOP smashed in like a minute. I don't even know their names. They're
Yeah.
They weren't from
Yeah.
NXT.
Yeah, they are.
Well, they weren't.
Yeah. Okay. They had the NXT lower third. Are you serious?
I didn't catch that. Look, you're the NXT guy. I'm gonna take your word for it.
Yeah.
But
That's why I'm saying they're NXT guys.
no, I thought there were like some guys for the indie. The guy with the mullet, and he's for NXT.
Yeah.
I was at NXT last week. I didn't see them.
I mean, they're not on TV regularly. That's why I said it was weird to see these
I'm
guys
sorry.
specifically.
Okay, well, those guys, whatever their names are, those guys, yeah, they're jobbers.
Javier Bernal and Holmes, like something Holmes. I can't think of his first name right now.
Listen, I think I seen one of them in a what is that, Level Up, because
yeah, Big Body Javi.
Yeah. Okay, now I know who you thought. That was Big Body Javi. Man, they got whooped so bad. I didn't even notice. I didn't even see. They can't. This segment for Jobber of the Night is going to go a little bit longer than normal because you can't ham and egg them on Friday and then on Tuesday show them winning a match on Level Up. But like,
did
I'm
they
pretty
win on Level Up?
But like they do be. I've seen Big Body Javi like win a match before when I went down to NXT.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, but
then you can't job them out on the main roster though. Like if you're trying to build them, you can't job them out on the main roster.
But you're comparing the presentation on Level Up to the presentation on SmackDown. The people that watch
like us that knows about the NXT and the Level Up and everything like that.
No, exactly. Like that is a niche audience. So if they present them on SmackDown, it's not going to affect how they present them on Level Up because people on SmackDown know they're just there to make AOP look tough. People that watch Level Up already know what they're capable of. They see the competition that they have at Level Up.
All right. I'll buy that.
They're not facing a combined 600 pounds in Level Up. Like, that's a pretty big difference.
All right. You got me on that one. All right. Ham and Eggers, jobbers of the night. All right. This is time for the last segment of the night. Megastar of the night. Who do you got, CJ?
Oh, no. You take this one first.
Megastar of the night. I'm going to have to say, I'm going to have to say that shirt that The Rock busted out of storage.
So not The Rock specifically.
No, not The Rock. Because The Rock is going to fucking blow up without a shirt. He could have came out there butt naked and he would have got 1 million views, right? The shirt. I threw the curveball at you. The shirt with the cut off sleeves. I don't know why he cut off the sleeves. He just devalued the shirt. But
hey, The Rock's gonna do what The Rock's gonna do. It doesn't matter.
But if you really want a real megastar tonight, all jokes aside, LP Logan Paul. Tonight was the night that I was 100% really invested in him. That from his promo to the match, it started off a little clunky, but I still know that he is still fresh and young, and he's way above greenhorn status, you know, but there's still some roughing around the edges. So I give him a little leeway. So all
How
jokes
well do you
aside,
think he's gonna do in the chamber?
he's going to do something spectacular in the chamber. He's going to do something awful. One of
Oh,
them.
sure, he's gonna have good spots, but I
Yeah.
mean, like, how well is he gonna do you think? How far into the match is he gonna make it?
6 men, right? Is it 6 men? Because sometimes they do it with 6
Mhm.
and sometimes they do it with 8 now, right?
This one is gonna be with 6.
Okay. 6 men. Listen, I'll give him. He'll be number 4 or at least top 3. At least top 3 or top 4. He's a champion. He's a champion. He's
Fair.
a champion. What do you give him?
Well, and I'm trying to think of how they're gonna build him for WrestleMania. Like, is he going to get surprised eliminated by somebody and then attack them on his way out of the chamber, and set that up for WrestleMania? With Kevin Owens qualifying as well tonight, that could be how we get KO versus Logan Paul, the sequel, to go to WrestleMania, but or insert other person that has also qualified for the Rumble. So it could be enters first and gets eliminated 5 minutes in. Who knows? But we'll have to. I'm gonna say he does moderately well, though. Probably spends a good amount of time in the match.
Yeah. All right, brother. That does it for us tonight. Let them know where they can find you, CJ Carter.
Well,
Rest in
I
peace.
am. Oh no! Wait a minute. I didn't give my super
Oh,
megastar of the night.
no,
You
you
went
didn't.
first.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, so my megastar of the night is Naomi. It
Yes,
is
that was my favorite.
100%, like, as I said, this is the best possible version of this character that we have ever seen in WWE. Of course, she was going to win, and nothing against her opponent, but of course, Naomi was going to go into the chamber. How well do you think she's going to do again in the women's chamber?
Oh, I think she's gonna do good. I think she's gonna do real good. She'll probably go. I'll probably give her probably top 5, maybe top 4, 4 and 5. She's in that range.
Yeah, I'd say she's in my top 3 for sure.
All right, let the people know where to find you
I
at
am
from
on
Sunday through
Twitter at
Thursday.
CJ Carter 22 24/7, and I am on the Dirt Sheet Radio NXT Rewind shows on Tuesday nights and here every Friday doing SmackDown.
All right, and I'm Sam Schluter, the straight shooter. You can find me every Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right there. 2KWE, that's the 2K Wrestling Entertainment. Every Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then here Friday for the Dirt Sheet Radio Smackdown Rewind, and then Sundays you can find me at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for 2KWE main roster. All right, guys, I'm Sam Schluter and my co-host
CJ Carter.
CJ Carter. All right. Y'all have a good night. Later.
Right.